Hey guys, Jack Sanderson here, the psychotherapist. I hope you're having a good Monday. So far, I was having a good Monday, and then I was having technical difficulties with my my phone. My live setup here was not cooperating with me, so yeah, anyway. It's a good Monday though because it's sunny out, finally. It's been like maybe, I don't know, a week since we've seen the sun, so I'm grateful for that. Grateful that the sun is shining. It's not exactly warm, but it's also not exactly freezing. It's not as windy as it was the last few days. So there's almost like no wind today, which is nice. So hopefully the rest of the snow that we got last week will melt and it will continue to warm up and we don't have to worry about any more snow. That would be awesome. Anyway, I wanted to come on today and just quickly talk about, because it's on my mind, a conversation that I had with my daughter this morning, which was super cute because we were on our way to her school and she knows that today and tomorrow she's going to be having a substitute teacher because her teacher's partner is having a medical procedure done. So she also knows that there's this particular teacher, the substitute teacher, that she doesn't like and who is pretty mean, I guess. Hey, Katie, thanks for watching. Well, she calls her mean, but, you know, who knows? I mean, she's 8 years old, so I'm not in the classroom. I don't see her perspective. But she says that the substitute teacher for her regular teacher is mean because she's old and she's very bossy. And she doesn't let them, it sounds to me like she's much more rigid and rule-oriented or authoritative than my daughter's regular teacher. So she knows she's having a substitute these 2 days, and she was hoping that it wouldn't be this mean teacher. So on our way to school this morning, we were talking about, basically, how can we manifest, or how can we, some people use the word prayer, some people use the word manifest, some people use the word, ask for to the universe. How can we think about positive thoughts about maybe not having this substitute teacher? So she says, I don't want this substitute teacher. She actually says to Mother Nature, she says, Mother Nature, please don't let this substitute teacher be teaching today and tomorrow. And then we started talking about the weather and we liked the sun, and she said, please don't let it snow this weekend. So we're talking and I said, wow, those are really good ideas, Evelyn. I really like the thought process that you're on here. May I offer you some advice? And of course, my little 8-year-old is like, yes, Mom, you may offer me some advice. And I say, okay, well, I'd like to teach you a trick. And she said, okay, because, she's 8, they love tricks. And I said, if you really want if you want to raise your chances of somebody not doing something that you don't want them to do, don't use the word don't. And of course, she looks at me in the rearview mirror like, what? I'm like, I know. So I gave her some examples. I said, now, if you were to tell me, hey, Mama, don't turn off the sprinkler, what do you think my first thought is going to be to do? And she's like, turn off the sprinkler? I'm like, exactly. If I were to say to you, Evelyn, don't fill the bathtub too high, what is your first thought? Well, to fill the bathtub high. I'm like, exactly. So when I tell you don't do something, the first thing you're thinking is, how can you do it? Or that I want to do it. And so when you ask Mother Nature or whoever you want to ask to not, don't snow this weekend, what do you think Mother Nature's first thought is to do? And she's like, snow. I said, absolutely. So when we want to ask somebody to not do something that we don't want them to do, it's best if we try not to use the word don't. Don't use don't. So then we're sitting there coming up with other ways of how to say it. And she says, Mother Nature, it would be nice if it was sunny this weekend. And I was like, that's it. Sister, you've got it. So as far as your substitute teacher goes, we could say things, instead of saying don't have the mean substitute teacher, maybe we could say, since we know we're going to have a substitute teacher anyway, we could say, I hope to get the nice substitute teacher. Or maybe the mean substitute teacher's out of town and won't be at school today. And so the point I'm trying to make here is, like, it's never too early to teach your kids how to be manipulative. Because here's the thing, manipulation, I say this all the time. Hey guys, thanks for watching live. I say this all the time, and if you have any questions, let me know, or if you have any thoughts on this, let me know. But manipulation is a skill. It is neither good nor evil in and of itself. Manipulation becomes good or evil based upon how the person using it uses it, right? By eliminating the word don't, when you don't want somebody to do something, is it manipulative? I guess sort of. Yeah, words are funny. But is it evil manipulation? Absolutely not. Is it manipulation? Hey, Katie, morning. Is it manipulation in order to communicate more effectively and to help somebody understand what you want and what you need, and also increase the percentage of getting what you want and need? Of course. Is asking for it not to snow this weekend an evil manipulation? Of course not. I haven't seen you in forever, Barbs. Barbs, I know. So why don't we see each other? So, like, if I'm asking for somebody to don't do something nice for somebody else, and I'm saying it in a manner in which isn't using the word don't, is that an evil way to use manipulation? Of course. I'm keeping somebody from doing something nice for somebody else in order to meet my own needs. That's not the best way to use manipulation. But if we want to use manipulation to manifest more positive experiences for ourselves, to experience life in a more joyful, relaxing manner, and when we use the word don't, we're putting that negativity right in our brain immediately. For example, if I told you, don't think about a purple elephant, what's the first thing you guys all just thought about? You pictured a purple elephant, right? Because when we put the negative first, we have to picture the thing that we don't want to picture in order to not picture it. Okay? So when we start out with don't, and we end with what we don't want somebody to do, we first start with a negative, which puts our brain in immediate defense or immediate imagining it. And then we end the sentence with the action of what we don't want somebody to do. What's the first thing your toddler does when you tell them don't touch the hot stove? They go to touch the hot stove, right? More times than not. So don't use don't. I mean, it's manipulation, but not really. I mean, you know, you understand what I'm saying. You get it. So it's never too early to start teaching your kids that, because by the time they get to teenagers and by the time they get to be adults, they're probably not using the word don't as often, and they're also probably feeling a little bit more relaxed, feeling a little bit more successful in their language. They're communicating better. Hey, Christy, thanks for watching. And they're not getting so defensive. They're not walking around saying don't do this, don't do that. It's too easy. It's too easy of a way to express ourselves, but it really doesn't have the same effect as if you were to use positives. So instead of saying to your toddler, don't touch the hot stove, you could say, honey, please avoid the hot stove. It's very hot, it will hurt you. You know, and as far as don't snow this weekend, we say, hey, Mother Nature, we would be eternally grateful if you caused it to be sunny and warm and beautiful this weekend. Or in regards to not having the mean substitute teacher at my daughter's school, she could say, you know what? It would be wonderful if we had the nice substitute teacher today. And thinking about the positives all the way down the line, rather than putting our brain on the negative perspective. I hope that makes sense. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I don't know, it was just like one of those things where we had the conversation this morning. I'm like, man, this is really good stuff. I think I'm going to share it live. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have anything to add to this, I would love to hear it. Your own personal experiences with it. Go out and try it today. don't use don't and see how that works for you. It really is, when you first start doing it, it's amazing how much you realize you are using the word don't, and which is good because self-awareness, although it can be a bitch, it's always very good, right? It's worth it. So once you realize how much you're using the word don't, then you can stop using the word don't. And it's a little bit harder than you would think, but it's okay. It takes practice. Neuroplasticity is a thing. Your brain will unlearn and relearn a new way the more mindful you are of it. And it will happen quicker the more mindful you are and the more you practice it. So just hang in there. You can do it. But let me know what it's like for you. So thanks for watching, you guys, everybody that watched live. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your comments and all your hearts. And if you're watching this later, you're catching the replay, please send me questions. Please share the video if you think this is worth sharing. And I'll see you when I see you. Have a great Monday.